Okay, so welcome, 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 welcome to this practice. And it's an honor to guide your practice and an honor to have you here with us in our yoga room right here, because this is where you are for me. You are here. So today's practice is our third meditation practice, and whether you've been with us for all three or not, it doesn't matter. But the first one we did, we meditated in a very comfortable lying down-ish type of position. And then last week I offered you an option of lying down or sitting. And then a question came, which I love questions, because if one person has a question, I guarantee other people have the same question. We know that to be true. So the question was about sitting. What's the difference if we sit or lie down for meditation? So here's the difference. You know, if you've been practicing yoga for a little while, which I know you all have here, that Shavasana, you know, maybe if you think back to the beginning of your practice, how maybe difficult Shavasana was, how much work it was. And, you know, Shavasana is the beginning of meditation. It's the first introduction maybe we get when we get to the yoga mat. In the, you know, the yoga tradition that I started with, which like has definitely evolved in this, you know, in life. But I was taught that, you know, you don't start your meditation practice until you have a good base on your yoga practice, because being able to sit and hold yourself requires a certain bit of muscular awareness. So that's the school of thought. So the school of thought is you start in Shavasana, you kind of notice your thoughts, you drop into your body, you relax, you rest, you let go. Beautiful. That is potent, powerful work. And, you know, if you only have time to do one pose in your day, if you lie on the floor and do Shavasana for 20 minutes, that's an ideal time for Shavasana, then like, bravo, that's an excellent yoga practice. You know, my teacher, one of my teachers, Judith Hansen Lassiter, said many, many years ago, I heard her say, if everyone just lay on the floor for 20 minutes and did nothing, what a wonderful world this would be. Mm-hmm. You know, we put our babies down for a nap. There's a reason. And sometimes we wish someone would put us down for a nap. But can you imagine, you know, if world leaders were made to do Shavasana, then you become aware of everything that you're thinking, you're feeling, the stress, the tension, all of that. Okay, so that's Shavasana. So when we take meditation to sitting, then it's a little bit of a different thing, because we have to maintain the posture in some way, but without being too rigid. That's what I think. I feel like if we can also find, you know, that connection, the body will start to move on its own, and to notice those things, to be aware of it. Oh, that's interesting, right? It's just interesting to notice, you know, if you're lying down, your shoulders are tense. You might not notice it the same way as when you're sitting, because after you sit for a little while, then discomfort comes in. You know, if you're like, you know, doing whatever, I don't know, just moving my ribs over to an uneven place. And then if I sat like this for 10, 15 minutes, the body's going to say, oh, this is not good. So there is a bit of that, being able to really connect to your own structure from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Okay, so that, you know, this is, I give you the talk, and then now we put it into practice. And that's where things really will unfold for you. You know, I can't tell you how to do meditation, right? I can't. You have to actually do it and discover for yourself what it is. You know, I just like think now, when I went to university to become a teacher, and I had my first job teaching grade 1, and I walked in, I had my lesson plan, I was ready to go, and in 20 minutes they did everything. And I remember going like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it all worked out fine, and the kids did fine. But until you actually get in there and you do the work, you can't be, no one can tell you how to do it. You have to do it. So bravo for being here, for taking the time to drop into your body, to feel and to let this experience be fun, playful, you know, notice, you know, be inquisitive, be curious. And whatever happens, happens. And the other thing I'm going to say too is, it's nice if you're just starting, or even if this is your 1000th time sitting, to keep a journal nearby. And then after you finish, or even sometimes during your meditation, things might pop into your head that need to be just written down and just put aside if you can't escape it. And then after your meditation, to journal for a little bit. You know, after we leave each other here, then just take that time and maybe just free write, free flow. You know, just let things come out, whatever comes up. You don't even need to read it. You can just close it, put it aside. And, you know, then we kind of start to notice, things that come up more often, things that we think about more often, or patterns that we have, all of that. You know, it's all just illumination. So I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful you're here. And let's just start by opening our practice. We'll Om 3 times, then we're going to oil and massage our feet. If you don't have any oil or anything, that's fine. You can still massage your feet. Just kind of wake them up, and then we'll move on from there. All right, so let's just start this way. Just give yourself a stretch. Take your hands together, interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and reach up. And as you breathe out, just lean to one side, and then up, and to the other side, and then up. And then just reach up, look up, feel yourself get longer. And as you exhale, release your hands, stretch your fingers, take the arms wide. Maybe they're even going to go behind you, nice and slow. And then as soon as they touch the floor, inhale and sweep them back up. Lift yourself tall, look up, bring your hands together, and exhale. These hands with great intention down in front of your heart. Bow your chin. Let's just take a few breaths here. Just feeling in. Smiling. Releasing. And pausing for just simple gratitude for your breath, for your body, for your life, for the people in it, for the good times and the hard times. And take a nice big breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. We'll open, chant Om together 3 times. Inhale. Bow your chin. Release your hands to your thighs. Lift your chin. Open your eyes. Okay, so I'm just taking your socks, and if you have something to massage your feet, then just put, let's start with one foot. Welcome. Good. And then just start to give that foot a nice massage. Every time he says, this smells so good. And get in between your toes, and even take, you know, your thumb or whatever, and go to the base of each toe and just slide, you know, put a little bit of pressure, go back and forth between at the base of each toe a few times. Good. And then we're just going to use the thumbs. So you can hold the top of your foot, take the thumbs, and just right underneath the toes, like where that, you know, the balls of the feet are, the bones are, just right underneath the toes. Just rub your thumbs, you know, across each other. You make some circles if that feels nice. And then just follow the line down the center of the foot. So from that space between the second and third toe, just tracing or circling or massaging to the middle of your heel and back. You can even articulate your foot a little bit to help. So, you can start to point it as you bring the thumbs down, or the opposite, sorry. Flex it as the thumbs come down and point it as the thumbs move up. Good. And then just slide your thumbs across to the baby toe, big toe, ball of the foot, and then just trace the line on the outer edges of your feet a few times. So each thumb is working here. Good. And then just rub your whole foot. We're going to work the arch a little bit. So I'm just going to hold the foot with the same hand and use the heel of the opposite hand to just run up and down that outer edge. So from the big toe mound to the inner heel. Good. We're going to come to, where that, let's see, the ankle bone, the round ankle bone there. And just below that, so you're just above the heel, in between the ankle bone and the heel. Give that a little rub with your thumb. Don't worry if you have exactly the right spot. You can even make a smile shape with your thumb around, just below that round ankle bone. Good. Okay, and I'm going to work my way back up to the toes and just pull them apart, twist them. Good. Okay, sliding the opposite hand fingers in between your toes as we do, and use the same hand to just pull the toes, try and get web to web. If it doesn't happen, I'll say it every time, it's okay. And if you're in, you can spread the toes by opening your hand nice and wide and rolling the ankle a few times. Breathe. And just circle, if you're circling your ankle, circle the opposite direction. And then I'm going to corkscrew the foot. So I'm going to keep the fingers in the toes, take the other hand and kind of hold the middle of the foot, and then turn the hands in opposite direction a few times. And breathe. Yes. Good. Okay, and then I'm just rubbing the foot with all the fingers and hands, and I'll take the fingers out from between the toes, rub the top of the foot, the sole of the foot, and the heel. I'm just going to work the heel a little bit. So just almost like you're trying to pinch it. I'm sure you're figuring out how to do that. So do that a few times. Good. Okay, then we're just going to hold the foot, the top and the bottom. Just hold it. Close your eyes. Send in your loving gratitude. And if you know which foot you have, like, oh, thank you, right foot. Thank you for carrying me, holding me, supporting me. Good. Okay, and then just give it a nice little rub. Good. Okay, now I'm going to take my hands away from this foot really slowly and just hold them as if I'm just holding the air above and below. And just pause. Good. And then as if you're like grabbing the air, just take a little sweep, throw it away. And then take your sock, if you have one, and warm that foot. Once I have the sock on, I'm just going to give it a little quick rub. And then before we do the other foot, a chance to stretch your legs out and just pause. You even close your eyes and just feel the difference between your 2 feet. And for me, it's always the foot I haven't done yet. It feels almost like lifeless. Okay, and then open your eyes and bring the other foot in however you need it to be. And we'll just start just loving that foot. Just rub your oil, your cream all around. The top and the bottom. And then we're going to start to slide the thumb or whatever finger, doesn't matter, to the very base of each toe, and just slide that finger through a few times right at the base. Notice if you get some discomfort. I know it could say pain, but I'm not going to. Like, if you feel something there, then just say, oh, that's interesting. Good. And then from there, we're going to just hold the top of the foot. The thumbs are just going to trace the line underneath where toes become foot. You can just slide the thumbs, one on top, one underneath, back and forth. And then we're going to find that middle point between the second and third toe. And you're just going to trace the line down the center of the foot, center of the heel, and back. And as you do that, you might point and flex the foot, almost helping the fingers move. And the next time you come up, just slide the thumbs to the big toe mound, baby toe mound. And again, just do the same thing. You're just massaging the outer edge and the inseam of your foot. Good. And then we're just going to work the arch. So I'll hold the foot with the same hand and take the heel of the opposite hand and just go up and down as if you're on a little seesaw on the arch of your foot. Breathing, smiling, loving this little foot. Good. Okay. And then I'm just going to keep sliding my hand, my whole hand up and down the sole of the foot now. And then I'm just going to sneak the fingers in between the toes. And again, use your opposite hand to help if you need to. Good. And then once you're in the toes, you can move your foot around. You might roll the ankle. You might just be there and breathe. You can even open your hand wide and twist the toes a little bit. Anything you're doing is awesome. Okay. And I'm just, my fingers are still in between the toes. I'm just using the hands, just massaging. And then we're going to corkscrew. So take the other hand to the middle of the foot and just turn the hands in opposite directions. Like you're opening a bottle of juice. Good. Okay, and then we'll sneak the fingers out and just use the hands to spread the toes, twist them. Even if you pull the toes apart, that might feel so good. And giving them a pull and a twist might feel really good. And just mush your foot in any way here. And I'm mushing down by the heel now. Just really working that heel. Good. Okay, and then we're just gonna rub the whole foot, front and top and bottom. And then you're just gonna hold your hands there. So you just rest them. You can close your eyes or look at your foot and whisper little sweet nothings to your foot. I love you. Thank you. Everything you do, stability, presence, connection. Thank you. Good. And then we're just going to take the hands away so slowly. If you're still whispering words of gratitude, then do that. Otherwise, you're just going to hold that, little energy or aura, the top and the bottom of your foot. Good. And then it's like I'm sweeping whatever doesn't need to be there off, and I'll just not throw it at heart. I'll just throw it away. Good. And then we'll sock that one up. Good. Okay. So from here, we're just going to come to lie down just for a few moments. And so make it comfortable for yourself. And if this is the first time you've laid down all day since you woke up, then even take a few moments to just feel the floor, release yourself, breathe. Good. Okay. Nice. Okay, so from here, you'll just, take your time, and you don't have to do exactly as I say at this time. Take a few moments, and when you're ready, bring your hands together at your heart. Then opposite, interlace your fingers, flip your palms, and extend your arms up and over your head. You can stretch your legs long if that's okay. Just take a few moments, just breathe here. So you can breathe into your side waist, breathe into your ribs, open your lungs. And then you just release your hands, and you can leave them over your head for a few moments. The elbows can bend, or you can bring them out to your sides if that's happier for you. And then I'll have you bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, and heel toe your feet wide. Like as wide as is comfortable, like maybe off your mat even. And then we're just going to start with windshield wiper. You're just going to drop your knees to one side, and you're going to pause there for a full breath in and a full breath out. And then you'll pick the knees up, take them over to the other side. And again, full breath in and a full breath out. And we're just going to continue with the windshield wiper. If you feel you can walk the feet wider apart, then go there. And just take your time. So if you want to just, flow between the two, front, side to side, that's fine. But if you want to take your time, take a full breath, feel, and then move back. So we're rotating the hips. You're actually, massaging your back and opening your back. And let's do that a few more times. Good. Okay, and then as you're ready, my friends, just bring your knees up, bring them to touch in the basic resting pose. So you can turn your heels out a little bit more. Maybe turn your palms up if they're by your sides. If you still have them over your head, they're up. And just breathe, smile, release. And then we're going to keep the right foot on the floor. You're going to separate your knees apart. Keep the right leg as it is, and just bring the left knee down to the inside of the right ankle. And then pick that up and just drop that one out. So you're just moving your left leg now. And the right leg might move a little bit. It's fine. I'm just keeping it stable. Okay, so on your own, maybe do 2, 3, if it's feeling really awesome, 5 more. And then just switch and do the same with the right knee. So take your time and explore. Soften your breath, your shoulders, your heart. So the more you can release, the more you can be with this and feel. Okay. So again, taking your time. And when you maybe do 2 more, 5 more. When you're ready, we just come back to that basic resting pose of the knees together. Just drop in. So take your time. I'll say it a million times. No need to rush. Okay, and from here, when you're ready, you're going to bring your knees into your chest. And take your hands, just hold them, feel, what do I need? Do I want to rock my knees side to side? Do I want to make circles with my knees? So just feel whatever, either side to side, or you're circling. Allow yourself to drop into the mat. Start your meditation practice here just by listening to your breath and engaging with this very quiet movement. If you're circling the knees, just reversing, circle the opposite way. Release your jaw, your back. And then from here, you can rest, hug them in, or you can hold the knees and you move one knee away from you, the other knee comes in. And then you switch, like you're taking your little knees for a walk. One moves away, the other one comes in, and then you switch. So you're just moving the knees, moving your hips. Okay, and then from here we're going to take 5 breath rest, and if you want to put the feet on the floor, you want to hug the knees into your chest for 5 breaths. This is child's pose on your back when we hug the knees in. Sometimes not super comfortable yet, but you can drop your shoulders, allow the belly to receive the weight, send it into the back, and just feel your body spread out, no matter if you have the knees in or the feet on the floor. Imagine this body like a lake, and the water can just fill all the river, the banks of your body river. As you finish your 5th exhale, let it be full release of breath. Then you're just going to roll yourself to your side. And actually, I'm going to bring you up to sitting, but if you are happy on your back and you're like, I feel like I just need to stay here, then like I said at the very beginning, Shavasana is the most potent yoga pose. The hardest yoga pose, even though it appears the easiest. Okay, good. So, so I'm just going to talk you through sitting in a way that we don't normally do in class. So I'm sitting up on a cushion. I have these like meditation cushions. You could use your bolster, a couple of blankets, and then I'm going to take, now I have a doggy sleeping on my blanket, but now you're going to take a blanket, and it's starting to get dark. I don't know if you can see or not, but it doesn't matter. You're going to open, like this blanket is not folded at all. It's open, it's nice and big, and actually I'll give this to Heart. I'm grabbing it. So it's fully open, and I've just kind of gathered it on the long side. Okay, now I'm going to sit cross-legged. Just bring this blanket up, just lay it over your lap for right now. Just come to sitting cross-legged. And in class, normally we just sit in cross-legged, which is great. But from this cross-legged, take your shins out a little bit. And you might even feel like you kind of cross. The cross happens maybe at the center of the shins. Okay, cut your feet in. Feel that. And now bring your legs into your regular sit. Feel your back. Now move the shins out again a little bit. And notice how it changes your back. So if you don't notice that, it's fine. But if you do, great. You can try it again. Bring your heels in. Notice your low back. Take the shins out and notice your low back. And what's happening here is a little bit of almost cat-cow. When we bring the heels in, we tend to sit back a little bit until that slouch happens. If we take the shins out, then the pelvis is more balanced. So hopefully that works. Okay, now I'm going to take the blanket in the middle. I'm going to lift my knees up and just take this blanket and just wrap it right underneath the shins. Then I'm just going to shove it right underneath so I can take my hands inside this little leg triangle and pull these little pieces out. Okay, then I might tuck them in underneath. I might wrap them over my legs. I can open them and just kind of cover my legs here, and then also tuck them underneath the knees. You kind of see what works. This for me feels very comfortable and supported. If that's not the case for you, add another blanket, more blankets underneath your thighs, your knees. Okay, so here we are. Make any adjustments that you need. Good. And then take your hands to your knees. And as you inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, tuck back. And inhale, grow tall, arch your back even. And exhale, take it back. Do one more. Take it back. And now we want to find the midpoint between these two places. So keep your eyes closed. Feel your sit bones. So that's not at the front and that's not at the back. It's in the middle. And then as you lift yourself, okay, now take your hands up to the bottom of your rib. Like just take your hands and just hold, let's say that we hold the base of the rib, so just right above the waist. And feel like you can lift that up. And then take it back. So the thumbs are gonna lift up and the fingers in the front are gonna push back a little bit. And then release your hands. Now feel there's a little bit of engagement in the belly, just maybe a little bit of a lift, not too much. Then you can even take your hand to your heart, the top of your heart where we hold our heart, and just take the heart space back slightly. That might release the front of your groins. These are all just little things, you know, you're gonna make it your own. Then release your hand, drop your jaw, rest your tongue at the roof of your mouth behind the front teeth. Start to drop into your breath. Let the shoulders drop. Okay, and then you're going to start to notice the body is going to start to talk to you. Little places of discomfort. So you make little movements through the ribs, shoulders, jaw. Just feeling what you need to release. Then we're going to take the chin and just bring it back, like you're almost taking the back of your head back. And then drop the chin down just slightly. I'm just going to keep the hands as they are, just so they're just comfortable. Hopefully, they're not, make them comfortable. I have the palms facing up into this great like offering, opening, receiving. And as you fall into this seated posture, just releasing your eyes down. So sometimes I've heard it described as if the eyes can rest into the pillows of the cheeks. If that makes sense to you, great. And also take your eyes and look into your heart. Just resting as you are. And I'm going to stop talking for a little bit. And we're just going to drop into this seated meditation. We're going to sit for about 15 minutes. If at any point that feels too much, then just lie down. And let's stay in connection to your body. Pardon me. To this connection of breath. To this relaxing of your mind. Knowing that, it might not all be possible tonight. And that's just fine. It's always a practice. It's really bringing your awareness into yourself. Into me, I see. Anything your body starts to do, you can just play with it. And at some point, you might need to rein it in. So you are the parent and you are the child. Scanning your body, noticing, and with playful curiosity, releasing a little bit more deeply through your breath, your eyes, your shoulders. It's dropping into your darkness. And staying in your stillness, and perhaps here just cultivating gratitude, either naming or just feeling, breathing, receiving gratitude. And imagine your heart open and receptive. And just feeling the gratitude flowing in and flowing out. Just feeling your heart space expand with each breath. Even imagining a glowing light in your heart space. Maybe it's a golden light, like the light of a candle, just filling this place with your own loving gratitude. If you're still seated, just bowing your chin a little bit more deeply towards your heart. And even bringing your hands together at your heart space. And even hold your heart, just cross your hands over your heart. Whether you're lying down or sitting. And smiling. And softening all the muscles of your face. And you can keep your eyes closed, my friends, if you wish to gently open as we close this practice. And just go halfway. Let the light in your space gently just come in. So Heart and I are going to close this practice. But if you have time to lie down in Shavasana for 5, 10, 20 minutes after this, write in your journal if you feel called to do that, and then just take a little bit of rest so that you can just allow this practice, this experience to just seep in and maybe even soothe you, calm you, prepare you for a good night's sleep. So we're just going to close this practice with a very quiet inhale. Bow your chin in gratitude and honoring, and with great love in my heart and for you, and in great honoring and gratitude. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful, restful night, and may, whatever your practice was, and honor it by telling yourself, I did a good practice today. And I'll see you very soon. I love you.